In this video, we're going to continue learning about different ways of manipulating elements once we select them. So we've talked about manipulating style, changing classes, removing classes. We've talked about altering the text content and inner HTML. Now we're going to talk about manipulating attributes. So remember, attributes are things like href equals google.com or source on an image. So they always follow this some property name equals something inside of quotes. And attributes are really important, and sometimes we want to manipulate them. We want to change things. So we're going to do some simple things early on, like changing every link on google.com's homepage to be a link to... So we're going to do some simple things to start, like changing every link on google.com's homepage to be bing.com. But changing attributes is something that is really important and useful in real projects. So if we made an image slider, for instance, a lot of times image galleries, image sliders are made by changing the source of an image. And it's just one image and the source is being changed. So that's just one quick example there. But we're going to talk about how we can retrieve the value of specific attributes and how we can also alter or manipulate the value. In this example, we have an anchor tag with href to be google.com and an image tag with source is logo.png. So we select the anchor tag to start, query selector A, save that to link, and there's a method we can use called getAttribute. And getAttribute does what it sounds like. It retrieves or it gets the value of the specific attribute that we ask for. So if we ask for href on this link, it's going to give us www.google.com. And then I can also change that attribute using setAttribute. And setAttribute takes two arguments. The first one is the name of the attribute, and the second one is what I want to change it to. So in this case, I'm changing the href on this link to be www.dogs.com. Let's go ahead and demonstrate this in the browser. So I'm going to use getAttribute to retrieve the source of this first image here. So I need to select it. Let's just call it image1 equals document, and let's do get elements by tag name image, and we want the first one. And if we look at it, image1, if we ask for the source, we just do get attribute src, and this is our source. If I wanted to change that image, I actually have an image prepared here of another adorable corgi mix, husky corgi. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this URL and change it using image1.setAttribute, like this, and then passing it in as the second argument. And we hit enter, and I now get my image updated there. And I could do the same thing, of course, to the second image. I just need to select it. So we can do something like this, var image2, document.getElements by tag name image1, and then image2.set attribute source to be the same thing. And now we have two of those adorable misproportioned huskies. So just for variety's sake, I'll add an anchor tag as well. So just up top, we'll have an anchor tag with href www.google.com, and then we'll go in here, link to Google. And what we can do to start is change that link's href. So if we refresh the page, we have that link. We select it, so var a equals document.query selector a, and then we'll do a.set attribute href. We're not doing source anymore, we're changing the href attribute, and we'll do it to corgis.com. And if we look, first of all, if we look at the a tag, you can see the way that it's represented to us in the console, it's changed to corgis.com. If I inspect it, href has changed to corgis.com. And lastly, if I click on it in a new tab, it takes us to www.corgis.com, and you'll notice it didn't actually take us to the website corgis.com. Tried to do it on as a relative path. So to fix that, if we wanted it to actually go to the website corgis.com, which I'm not sure is a real website, we need to do http://. And that tells the browser that this link is not relative to where we are. It's an absolute path, which means just go to this URL. Don't try and add it on to the end of where we are. So we're using the HTTP protocol, and I do that. Now if we inspect, you can see it's changed HTTP, and if we click in a new tab, corgis.com, nobody owns that, really. Or somebody owns it, but they don't use it. It's a shame. Crying shame. So the last thing, just to update this link so that it doesn't say link to Google, all we need to do is and we have two choices, but text content is usually the better option for just changing the text. A.text_content equals link to corgi.com. And now our A tag has changed its href attribute, and the inner content has changed as well. So to wrap up, we have get attribute and set attribute, and those work on any attributes. So I showed it for href and for source, but you could use it if you wanted to change an ID, to change a class, or any other attribute that's out there. There are quite a few more, but these are the more common ones that we'll work with.